the sandwich generation where you and I are stuck in the middle between our kids and grandkids and our parents and our grandparents, and we're just trying to make it okay for everyone. Today we're going to talk about gifts, and the question arises, how do you know which gift is the right gift for someone that's a senior? Let's unpack it. Seniors change a lot over time, just like all of us do, and their abilities change as well. So you've got a lot of things to consider to make a great gift. Now, I have given you video upon video of any kind of great gift you can think of for a senior, and I'll continue to do so until the first of the year. But there's a few tricks that could help you out. Like, for example, number one, does it fit their personality? You know, just because someone is older or just because someone is in senior living doesn't mean that their personality doesn't continue to show through. And a good example of that would be someone who has always been really funny and always telling jokes. Even if that person is now quieter and they don't talk as much, or especially if they don't talk as quickly, they probably aren't cutting the jokes with you like they used to, but they still can appreciate such things. And if you give them a second, they usually do come up with some really great zingers. So, fit their personality, even if it's a personality from before and now they're impaired in some way. You want to make sure that you're showing the best of your senior loved one. A big one, if they're living in senior living, is make sure it fits their needs. Needs are a big thing in senior living because a lot of times, especially now with COVID, you can't really go in and see what's going on physically in their apartment. So it's harder to figure out what those needs are. But if you have a loved one in senior living, you're probably in tune enough to know what a lot of those needs are. So play to what you do know. Always play to your strengths and think about what they need. Do they need one of those long boot jacks, one of those, put their shoes on without having to bend over? That would be a great gift for someone with that kind of need, that needs help staying independent. Because in senior living, the name of the game is always to stay as independent as you can for as long as you can. And so we want to promote that. So if they have a need of they can't hear very well, giving them something that would amplify that noise for them might be helpful. You know your senior, you know your loved ones, but think about their needs, not just something cute that might sit on the shelf. The third thing is, does it fit into their skill sets or interests? Now, a lot of people, when they come to senior living, they seem a lot less interested in whatever flipped their switch before. Let's say that your dad had a huge woodworking shop and now he's on a walker, he's barely moving around, and he doesn't seem interested in woodworking. Well, that might be accurate, but there are so many other things that you could do woodworking wise, if that's the scenario we're going with here. They have those kits. They have already pre-cut out things at all the craft stores that are wood, and giving them a piece of sandpaper in their hand that they could sand something down and maybe paint it, or click and put it together. Something like that might be a great gift for someone with that kind of skill set, and they might be slightly impaired. But let's say they're not impaired at all. Let's just say they're in a senior apartment somewhere and dad was in the Navy. Well, let's give him some model ships maybe to make of things that he might have flown or seen or been on a ship like that. Really think about things that'll pull at their heartstrings, maybe from way deep back. Because if you have a person with a memory issue, we all know it's so much easier for them to remember things that happen way back as opposed to things that happen 15 minutes ago. So keep those things in mind. You know your loved ones and you know what they want. And sometimes they don't want. So then you go to their needs. What do they need? You know what they need. Think about it and make it in a way that's personal to them. That is always a touching gift, something that is personal to them. So I hope that you'll stop in the hustle and bustle for just a moment and let's think all these things through. Let's make great gifts this year. Let's make this year count. Thanks for watching.